Okay, we're back. One tool. So I cut this side flat, like that. And this side here, I got the dimple out that was in the middle. And it's still curved. See how it's got a little curve to it. It's pretty flat, but it's got a little bit of curve to it. That's all you want, just a little crown. Just stuff you don't dig into the sides. Okay, now we take our little ball peener, and we go around to the outside of this thing and just dimple the piss out of it. And hopefully not damage it. We're trying to make it better. So basically we're going to beat on it for a while. Lots of little hitting works better than big hits. So we're going to go stay off the countersink. See, it's supposed to be like that on there, so it's flush. So we're just going to go up against this edge here, and then beat it flat until this here is even with the outside over here. So we have to get rid of that. Now if you go against a relatively flat surface, it should flatten all this out. And if you don't hit it too hard, it won't destroy the rottiness there, because we paid a lot of money for that Harley Davidson logo right there. You don't need to have this piece of crap towel here, but I've been getting complaints about my videos about me being a butcher, so there you go. You hear how soft it feels? There's a burr right there also. Yeah. Lots of little hitting is what you do. Just making circles, going bigger as I go. Get too far out in the curve, it starts buckling the air cleaner up. That means you don't have enough crown on that. Okay, so now it looks like that. It's a lot flatter than what it was. Still not perfect by a long shot. It looks a lot better though. So if we work on that some more, you can get it better. So you see how it's not flat at all. It's there. The thing is, you don't want to make this curved either. It's not supposed to be curved, which is what it's kind of doing a little bit for it. So right in the middle here, there's a high spot. And I can see it. I don't know if you can see it between here and here. There's a high spot, especially right here in this edge. So you can feel stuff a lot better. You can see it. So this line right here is right here in the middle of this. Now I'm going to get rid of that stupid ass towel there, because that's not allowing me to be real flat. Because this is a cushion material that has thickness to it. That is not. So don't collapse it on the steel bench. Heaven forbid if that was to happen. Okay. So it's going to sound different as you get in different spots. I angled the punch over a little bit to hit on the edge to try to get that corner squared up more. Okay. You see how it's getting kind of a bowl shape to it now. See, a lot of that went out now because we're not on that stupid soft surface anymore. Scale going. You can also see how it's getting a bow to the cover, which is what I don't really want to do, but when you're beating on metal, it tends to move things around a little bit. So that's a side benefit of what you're doing. You're making it not quite original by doing that. The thing is, we gotta get this low spot out that's right in here, and that's what we're trying to get rid of. See. Now I can come back over here and beat on this the other side, and beat this down a little bit, and get a little bit flatter. Or when you bolt this thing on the bike, it'll automatically push it in anyway. But for now, it is what it is. The biggest thing is go over here and see what you're hitting. So, I don't know if you can see it, but right where my fingernail is where the high spot is. And that's low and that's low. So I'm going to try to beat on just that one area. Make it a little bit flatter through there. The air cleaner is definitely getting more bowed, crowned up in the middle. Oop. See, you're getting more crown, it's hitting more on where I don't want to be hitting on it. It's not taking the low spot out that I want to take out, which is right there in the middle. Feels better. It's bad right there. Right here it's nice and flat. Right here it looks good. Yeah, you can see right there it looks pretty good. Oh, right there it's pretty flat. Over here it's not so much. But the whole thing is getting a curve to it, which is not what we want. First I got to get it kind of flattened out. And the more you beat on it, the more it's going to make it unflat. More curved. Because metal has to go somewhere when you're beating on it. Trying to feel the high spot. Getting better. Feels pretty good. Okay, so it's looking a lot better. Still follow the curve there a little bit. It's pretty barrel or curved now. It's supposed to be flat right through here, not curved. Curve is from this edge out, and it gets flat from here to here, which we're not. We're more even all the way across. The whole thing is kind of dome shaped, which is not quite right. Like so, when you put the screw in there, it'll push it in and flatten it back out a little bit. The biggest thing is I'm getting this line right here is coming out of it, so you don't see it as much. Got more of an even dome shape to it. So I'm on the inside feeling in here, and you can feel the spots where it's high and where it's not high, and flattening out the spots that are not good. On this side it feels pretty good. So you're never going to get this thing perfect. That line is always going to be in there. You can't get rid of that. You can come in here and hit with a polish and clean it up like that and probably make it go away, but you're also going to take the writing away, which we don't want to do. Now the next thing is how do you flatten this back out a little bit. That's what's going to get real tricky. Now if you put this on top of like a tube or something and beat on that, you can dimple it back in a little bit, but you run the risk of doing a lot of damage. If you beat on this surface right here, it's going to want to pound that down too, the writing. So I'm going to lay the cover flat and just hit right here on this, right on the edge right there with aluminum. It should not hurt the steel any, and it might make it a little bit better. And I think yeah. That did a big job. That flattened it out. That buckled it the other way. See? Boom! One big hit, it flattened it. That's what happened when you put a screw on it too. Okay, it's getting a little better. Right here's a little low spot, and I can definitely feel the high spot on this side. Hit a little harder because it wasn't coming out. Much better. It's a little bit right here, high right here, but it's probably not going to come out. Okay, I think about as good as I'm going to get it. He's going to make it worse the more you play with it. So you can see how it's getting a little bit more flat through here, but it's still not flat, obviously. But it's better than it was. And it looks pretty consistent there. I don't know if you get the light where you can kind of see correctly, but this camera is definitely not helping me any. So you can see right there how it's not real flat, but it's a lot better than it was. It's not like you're over here, see? And it looks pretty even. So when you look at it, it's pretty flat. So that's what you're after. I have not affected the writing at all. I can see 100% of the writing there. I don't know if you can see it in light very well, but it's got the Harley logo right there. So if I cared about this, I can give it a light buff and it would be look a lot cleaner. But I like my stuff kind of crappy looking, so I'm not buffing nothing. It's good enough for me the way it is. It's got all the nice scratches in it. It means it's used. It's a used bike. You're never going to make this thing perfect, so anytime you get in here and start dicking with it, you're going to make it not look like good as it is. Alright, so I like that. Air cleaner's kind of warped a little bit, but I'm not sure how flat those really ever were flat. Buckled in a little bit. Probably do more damage doing this than helping that bit. Yeah, don't worry about it. Alright, so that all goes together now. It's all done, it'll look like this. So the screw in the center like that. And the backing plate goes like that on the back side. I don't have it quite in the right spot though, but it's in there. So anyway, that's a finished air cleaner, so that goes right onto a panhead or an ironhead Sportster. 45-inch motor, all of those. The center screw came out in 55, but you can put it all the way back to the 30s if you put this bracket here and there. to hold the air cleaner on. So it's not quite as correctly for the earlier bikes, but this is better than putting a bunch of repop crap on your bike. So, and this is stainless, so it won't rust. So it stays good like this. The steel ones, they will rust. The early ones are all stainless, or all steel, the early stuff. They went to stainless in the 50s, but they mixed and matched between stainless and steel. They made them both. The steel ones were chrome plated, the stainless ones are raw. So this is definitely one of the raw ones. And they ran these all the way up into the late 60s like this. So there you go. That's how you clean that all up and make it look pretty. And my tool now is a lot more smoother on that where I'm beating on it. And this is still hold up really nice on that side. So you see how that's becoming dome shaped from use. And this is the one I've been working on. So sometimes you can flip them over and beat on this side a little bit here, and if you want it more flatter. But that will affect your up here if you do that. So yeah, there's my new tool. So we'll put that in our toolbox, which will be one of these drawers over here. I'm not sure which one I'm going to put it into. Let's see, what's on top? There's a good one right there. It goes in that drawer. Alright, there you go. That's how you do it.